also be a Naomi versus Chaknu lineup.
Naomi and Chaknu, they are the tank supports for these two teams. Chaknu has been known as one of the cool unity with Way of the Dragon. So he can get controlled now, and if you can just time your controls for that moment when he used the Way of the Dragon, you instantly putting yourself in a really...
As well as Lapu Lapu. It's a mix now. We don't know who to highlight here. It's the entire team going up against the entire team. That's a marquee matchup here.
Yeah, the interesting thing about these two lineups is that I feel like this could be dependent on the two tanks, where we're going to be seeing Naomi and Chaknu really just try to time their ultimates and when they're going to be entering, but it seems like there might be a bit of a clash at the top.
Yeah, Naomi low on HP immediately. Chaknu goes for the Jeet Kundo, gets the knockup, but will be backing off instead. Just giving Naomi a little bit of a run for his money. As we reach into the normal laning phase here. Execration immediately going for the Litho Wanderer here. While trying to go for an invade, Chaknu will not be able to steal the orange away from them.
So right now, Ronin Esports and Execration, they both should be fine, and we might not see a lot of action until the 3rd minute mark. It seems like no one's going to be going for invade, so they know that they want to play it safe. An interesting matchup that we have to look out for here is this one here in the bottom lane, Hero versus Justin. The Alice versus the Farsa. Actually, the more that I see them, they sort of look they actually look quite alike. Pretty cool designs on those two. So what's really going to be crucial here is the rotation of these two side laners, because we both know how mobile Alice can be with the Flowing Blood and of course the Wings by Wings from Farsa. Now the interesting thing is that's going to remove a potential escape mechanic for Farsa, using it as a mobility tool. So they really have to find the information for Justin here. Check the bushes before Justin can go rotate, just to know, okay, you can go here, it'll be safe, you can use your Feathered Airstrike.
Yeah, we almost saw Edmax and Chaknu go for Naomi there, but they're going to be playing it safe. Top lane, though, Esmeralda will start invading over just to try to deprive as much resources away from Ling.
Bottom lane?
But bottom lane, though, a bit of a scuffle. Ling will go to the bottom lane. Naomi and Chaknu, they're going to be disengaging themselves. Tempest of Blades.
Oh, already committed. I think that was just to escape the towers, but Justin has already popped the Purify along with the Wings by Wings just to escape out of that. So now it's gonna be the bottom lane gonna be pressured here. So a good play here by Execration, but Ronin is responding by just trying to get control of the top lane here. So no one really making a big move just yet, but Execration is the closest that we've seen. They're already taken out 50 to 60% of the shielding for the bottom tower of Ronin.
Yeah, we're not seeing a big clash just yet. As I say that, there goes the Falling Starman over the top lane onto Lapu Lapu, but it's a complete disengage. Sagitnu, half HP, but will still be able to fight against Savi here.
And Sagitnu has marked nearby though. Savi. Okay, so they're going to be in a safe spot. Not much is going to happen there. With just 10 seconds remaining until the turtle spawns, this could be a first turtle going in for Execration. With how they're positioned around the map, it seems like Ronin might have a bit of a difficulty trying to respond to this. Execration decide to go for the invade, go for the orange. That's going to be the Way of the Dragon right there onto silent. First blood for Execration. That is the first blood of the MPL Invitational. It goes to Execration. But Naomi now going in with a 1000 pounder. He's trying to get that orange buff away, but that's a double kill for Execration. Chak Mamba is what we call him, and he opens up the MPL Invitational with a double kill.
Yeah, Naomi shouldn't have went towards the orange buff to try to save that. He just cost it he just cost it himself and potentially the team the early game towards Execration, and that would in turn secure the turtle for Execration. Now, moving on over towards the mid game, it's going to be important that Brody gets his Blade of Despair before the 6-minute mark even. And looking at how the economy is working, Execration is way far ahead in the curve.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about Brody. Brody is really strong even without items, but if by the 7-minute mark, as you mentioned, he doesn't have the Blade of Despair yet, it could be a big problem. Flowing Blood is going to be used, but if no one's going to be going in. Right now, though, Execration has been dictating the tempo. They've been a little bit more aggressive. They started up the double kill. Ronin has to convert within the next 3 minutes, possibly take a tower, possibly win a bit of a skirmish to get a bit of the control back towards their side.
Predator Airstrike just to deter any additional pushes, but Savi in a bit of a scuffle here. Mark and Sagitnu will be able to take him out. The Tempest of Blades will not be enough to take down Savi as he escapes with just a smidgen of his health.
Frost Moon Shield saves the day for Esmeralda, but Chaknu might spot out Naomi here. Execration looking for a fight, but they're just going to be repositioning themselves a bit. So now it's Execration still dictating the tempo, but then Ronin Esports to see they might be able to do something here.
He goes for the Hurricane Dance, knocks him down, pins him in place. Sagitnu still alive, Mark diving in at the fight, and that is it for Naomi. He gets taken out. No good kills for Ronin Esports here. They might have the agenda, but they're going to get taken out. Justin going to be repositioning himself over to the top lane to try to take down Chaknu. Shadow kill is full effect, but Chaknu is still too tanky, as we heard a little bit of Hevos chant there as Chaknu emotes himself away.
Oh my goodness, Execration, somehow they were able to get out of that. Chaknu survives it, despite Way of the Dragon getting a little bit nerfed, and that you can already get controlled, and you no longer have control immunity during Way of the Dragon. Chaknu, somehow the tank emblems can top control, and because of that they know, okay, let's give Execration a little bit more bot side control, but at least with that, the turtle will be open up for us in 25 seconds.
Yeah, they're trading up the tier 1 turret for the top lane, for the bottom lane, but Sagitnu and Chaknu are going to go for the fight. If Etomax's Abyssal Arrow connected to Brody, it could have been a conversion for themselves. Gets the stun onto Chaknu, but they're going to be disengaging. PLI, as the teams are just testing the water, seeing if anybody's going to come in. And Execration already starting the
30%.
damage here. And here comes the Hurricane Dance by Naomi, zoning everybody out. Even Etomax. Turtle is low. Turtle is going to be secured by Ronin, but Pekka is going to be paying the price for that. Chaknu takes him out. And it's going to be Execration chasing them down.
2 down for the side of Ronin and Execration.
Textbook Chaknu waited for the opportunity for Justin to just go for the feathered airstrike. He gets stunned himself, but this is going to be a free purple buff here. Way of the Dragon Justin, just to make sure that Mark secures the purple buff. The Hurricane Dance by Naomi used defensively. HPs are low for Sagitnu, but the HPs are getting dissipated there. Bottom side of Ronin Esports, that Brody falls down. That's the one down in this team fight, and that's a complete disengage.
If only Ronin had a little bit more damage there, because Savi was able to use the Falling Star moon to stun 2 members of Execration.
That what we're used to. Typically, we'd see Execration lag out the game until the 18-minute mark just so that everybody hits their power spikes. It's Execration hitting their power spikes way early, and that's in consideration that Ronin Esports had very bad takes here. As the Lord is being started off by Execration, being zoned out by Execration, Ronin are going to have to disengage. Feathered airstrike onto Sagitnu himself, but look at HP! Kilra and the back line takes down Justin. That's a 1-for-0 trade. Sagitnu dies, but they trade out for Silent.
The burst damage from Execration was just absolutely nuts. That looked like a beautiful setup from Ronin by Naomi once again. But again, the story still is Ronin is lacking the damage. Execration definitely have it. All the members of Ronin were just there in one spot. I think that was 3 members. And they just ate everything that Execration threw at them. And this could open up the Lord for them. Hasn't been taken yet, but I don't think Ronin are going to be able to contest this. Retribution way too far. No, Retribution way too dead. Silence down, and that's even a kill onto the Brody. That's bad news for Ronin Esports.
And this is bad news for Naomi, and this is bad news for Ronin Esports, but the way that things are going, Ronin Esports might just have to forfeit this game #1 because Execration is still there. But
it isn't that big. Yes, it's 7K in 13 minutes, but there have been instances where at this point the deficit could be 12K or more, which means that Justin still has a little bit of breathing room to deal a lot of damage with a feathered airstrike, and at the same time, Savi is still trying to catch up. Brody, we all know his damage hurts. He already has a Blade of Despair, and even the Queen swings, and he's on the way to Rose Gold Meteor, if I'm not mistaken, for a little bit more sustainability. So Ronin can definitely hold on and defend this if they can just really get a strong pick off by Naomi, maybe 1 or 2. But this could be a big entry for Mexico.
Big Jeet Kundo catching 2. Naomi reacting immediately with the Hurricane Dance. Silent trying to quad shadow in, trying to go for the back line. It's not enough though. There goes the Tempest of Blades. Takes Naomi, and everybody else on the side of Ronin Esports finally takes down Chaknu, and it's forcing Execration back, but that is a trade for the inhibitor turret.
And now Ronin Esports are going to be trying to defend. This is suppressed there. Winter Trenchant used by Kelra just to survive that onslaught of damage, and that is bad for Ronin. That the fact that they can't burst down Kelra's Alice because of the fact that Alice has an innate sustainability and already has the Winter Trenchant. So Ronin, especially Justin here and Silent, have to be careful with the targets that they pick because they can't overcommit onto the Alice way too early just to have all the abilities go to waste because Alice will just Winter Trenchant. They have to target someone else. They have to get that Chaknu or
that
maybe
was way
Selena.
too open for Pekka. And they are backing off. They get the force up. Pekka's low on HP. He's forced back. Rodi's no longer part of the fight here for the next couple of seconds or so. Shadow kill committed. Not enough damage there.
And Exec slowly creeping into the base of Ronin Esports. Already opened up the bottom lane earlier with the Lord push. And this could be a middle lane tower taken down by Exec if Ronin can't clear the waves. Actually, there's another minion wave coming in near the mid side of the river going down mid. Ronin need to play their cards right here. Just a little bit of an overextension and it's already a game win for Exec.
Abyssal Arrow onto Naomi. Chakno looking for an opportunity to go for the Wave the Dragon once again. But here comes Kel right in the back lines. Gets everybody stunned up. And they are on a roll here. Takes down Silent. And it's forcing Ronin to fall back into their fountain to regenerate themselves. Kelra going in the back lines once again. Pekka, he disengages himself, but he's going to go down. Kelra repositions with the orb. And now it's just the base standing in for Ronin Esports, and they are trying to defend this for themselves. Justin, again, low on HP again after going up against that Kelra. Sagitno goes for the Wave of the Dragon. Chakno goes for the Wave of the Dragon. Savi gets taken out by Sagitno. And now it's just Justin and Naomi to defend this. It's not going to be enough. Execration will be opening up the series, the entire game with a 1-0 as Naomi tries to defend this. We'll be stopping out the waves from coming in, but it's all said and done. Execration, game number 1 is secured.
Execration, no question. The chemistry is there. Welcome to the international scene. Kelra and Mark, the newcomers of Execration.
Type of magic damage. Looking at Execration, they're so confident with this Alice getting the Clock of Destiny pretty soon in this game, then went in to go for
Jauh lagi dari Execration. Waduh, kalau kata Ranger Mas ini bencana, Cuk. Ini bencana. Ini rencana dari Execration. Adanya Chow yang diamankan di last pick mereka.
Bisa PDKT gitu loh.
Itu dia, ditembak kagak. Tapi kalau dari lapu-lapu, apa yang akan terjadi di game yang kedua dari ke-10 pemain. Dari kedua tim ini, game pembuka match pembukaan inilah dia. Execration melawan Ronin Esports. Mana suaranya?
Bella Jave.
Yeay, yang di sana, yang di sini, tapi di bawah ternyata sudah langsung bertemu satu sama lain. Akan terjadi first blood karena Chakno begitu sekarat langsung menggunakan flickernya untuk kabur, masih bisa survive.
Sagitnu pun menerima damage yang sangat banyak, tapi Naomi dan juga Safi memberikan surprise tersendiri. Starlight Pulse kali ini hanya untuk mengembalikan sedikit HP yang sudah mulai tercuri tadi. Tapi balik lagi ya, Sagitnu di sini dengan HP bar yang cukup tipis, di sini harus berhati-hati untuk bermain dengan sangat agresif.
Itu yang sekarang harus diperhatikan oleh Execration. Mereka menghadapi Jawhead yang rajanya early game.
Betul.
Dia bisa rotasi kemanapun, dia bisa kasih damage, nggak lupa juga sekarang dari tim Execration. Mereka mulai sabar-sabar, Chakno nggak sendirian bersama dengan Fars yang maju ke area depan. Di area blue bug
Silent.
hanya bisa silent saja, aku diam aja, aku kabur aja. Di saat teman-temannya mencoba untuk melakukan backup ke area belakang.
Tapi nice banget di situ Naomi dengan satu ejector berhasil membantu seorang Silent untuk dapetin ke arah blue buff-nya. Walaupun tadi agak sedikit deg-degan juga ya, karena Silent kalau tadi nggak langsung kabur dari blue buff-nya itu bakal bahaya banget. Dan Chakno hampir saja berhasil dapetin first blood-nya dengan combo dari itu Max kali ini.
Benar, untung banget di sini sekarang tim Ronin mereka memiliki respons yang lebih cepat daripada game yang pertama ketika temannya ada kesulitan sedikit.
Langsung didatengin kayak gitu ya.
Langsung, backupnya gercep sekarang.
Betul banget. Tapi di sini dari tim Ronin juga harus berhati-hati dengan pergerakan yang bakal ditunjukkan. Apalagi dari Chakno, lihat sebelah sana Mark sudah mengeluarkan Thorn Rose-nya tapi tidak berhasil mendapatkan ke arah seorang Naomi dan masih bisa untuk recall balik pulang.
Keduanya masih belum pecah endoke, masih first blood berada. Terbuka banget siapa pun bisa mendapatkannya, tapi akan terjadi karena di area top lane. Clara berhasil mendapatkan 1 poin kill-nya, mencoba dibalaskan. Ronin berhasil menukarkan Justin untuk Clara.
Yes, dan nilainya masih cukup besar dipegang sama tim Ronin karena Clara adalah satu offlane yang ditukarkan dengan satu support. Tapi yang menariknya juga di sini Ronin masih menggunakan line up yang tipikal pemainnya sama ya. Satu marksman-nya di arah tengah, junglernya benar-benar stay di jungle gitu kan. Sedangkan Saita di situ diambil dengan adanya seorang Justin dan juga seorang PK di sisi bawahnya.
Mereka mungkin ini kesalahannya bukan gameplay kita tapi bukan hero-nya mereka. Tapi mungkin dari gameplaynya yang harus diperbaiki lagi dan kita bisa ngeliat sih mereka bermain lebih baik daripada game yang pertama.
Benar.
Improvnya cepet banget juga dari tim Ronin, sedangkan tim Execration mereka bersembunyi di area bus atas, mencoba untuk nge-secure satu turtle yang pertama. Tapi Naomi sudah menyadari ada pergerakan dari tim Execration, surprise attack, tiba-tiba pakai kok bunda. Dan semuanya sudah dikeluarkan, Naomi masih bisa bertahan sedikit, tapi teman-teman yang lain terlalu terlambat, mereka nggak bisa merespon apa yang dilakukan oleh Naomi.
Yes, Unstoppable Force masuk ke 4 hero langsung. Nggak bisa di follow up dengan sangat cepat, apalagi dari seorang Veil ya. Wind Blow-nya masih belum siap, tapi Turtle akankah berhasil bisa secure kali ini? Kayaknya masih bisa secure sama seorang Mark, tapi lihat sebelah sana. Sudah membuka Mountain Sugar, mengetahui posisi-posisi dari teman-teman Execration. Dan Wind Blow dan juga Windstorm berhasil dikeluarkan sama seorang Justin untuk men-secure satu kill terhadap Sagitnu yang cukup tipis.
Iya, flickernya nggak sempat kepakai juga, nggak sempat untuk kabur-kaburan, tapi Caknu lagi patroli ke area top lane, Pekka dan juga Justin. Ada Naomi yang ada di area belakang, tersandwich dua member dari tim Execration, tak bisa untuk direspon teman-temannya. Masih sangat jauh, tapi Caknu masih bisa bertahan, hanya itu Max yang tumbang.
Betul sekali di sini. Itu Max berhasil di-shuttle dengan combo yang cukup menakutkan, tapi lihat sebelah sana Wind Blow, Wind Blade juga dikeluarkan, tapi Mark masih bisa untuk Phantom Execution untuk kabur pulang, sedangkan Caknu kayaknya pengen ngunci Justin deh. Tapi kayaknya nggak jadi. Di sini Wind Blow juga tadi sudah sempat dikeluarkan sama seorang Justin untuk defensif saja, walaupun tidak ada yang benar-benar mencoba untuk komit ke arah seorang Justin sendiri.
Semuanya sekarang mulai bergerak lagi ke area mid lane, dan kalau kita ngelihat dari early seperti ini, Ronin seperti mendapatkan gamenya. Terlihat dari segi net worth, Ronin mengungguli 1000 ya. Lumayan loh Bun.
Iya lumayan loh Bun, di sini kan kayak mulai aktif. Tapi di sini ya Ronin tuh benar-benar mulai aktif banget loh Bun. Di sini benar-benar mereka bermain dengan sangat agresif, mulai aktif lah ya, mulai menunjukkan persona mereka sendiri, dan permainan mereka cukup bagus kombonya. Lihat
Sektor dilanjutkan dengan follow yang sangat cepat kali ini. Ronin mereka yang patroli gerak ke sana sini, nemu satu langsung garuk, langsung hajar.
Dan itu combo yang mereka punya nggak sih?
Iya juga.
Iya kan?
Naomi buka, ejector, kasih makan ke teman-temannya.
Iya, silentnya tinggal nih, di-eject, langsung gas gitu kan, langsung triple sweep, langsung bisa dapetin 1 poin.
Terus bisa di follow up sama si PK dengan gampang.
Iya,
dia tinggal
makanya.
Mountain Shocker, udah ngasih damage yang sangat besar. Tapi Sagnitu ternyata udah ngedapetin Clock of Destiny. Bekal awal yang sangat baik sebenarnya untuk Sagnitu, cuma sekarang Ronin mereka juga mulai melakukan pergerakan ke area bottom lane, di area mid lane sudah mengepung kondisi dari Turtle. Sekarang sedikit lagi siapa yang akan mendapatkannya, ternyata tim Execution masih bisa mendapatkannya. Justin sedikit sekarang, Betul Execution nggak kena. Naomi yang malah kali ini dikejar-kejar, berhasil untuk kabur ke tim Ronin. Harus kehilangan Naomi-nya.
Safi pun mulai dikejar kali ini sama seorang Caknu, akankah berhasil mendapatkannya? Karena kalau kita lihat situ Bidan Asek sudah dikeluarkan, tapi masih ada PK ya mencoba untuk menyelamatkan seorang Safi di situ, dan mereka satu assist dengan pergerakan yang dia miliki dan level yang cukup tinggi juga dari seorang Silent, ini bisa menjadi salah satu bekal bagi Mark pun dikombokan dengan sangat cepat, triple sweep dan juga tadi ada Wind Blow.
Iya, semuanya combo mencoba langsung dikeluarkan kali ini. Justin akankah dibalaskan, ternyata tidak, malah Sagnitu. Pergerakan yang terlalu beresiko dan high risk, high return sih. Cuma ini resikonya lebih besar daripada returnnya sebenarnya.
Betul.
Itu udah salah satu gerakan mungkin desperate move juga ya. Pengen ngedapetin sesuatu, terlalu gegabah, dia pun harus tumbang. Karena melawan 3 bukan pilihan yang tepat. Sagnitu pun tumbang, 2 player dari Execration tak ada di defense di area tengah, sehingga membuat tim Ronin semakin percaya diri untuk bergerak.
Betul
lihat.
banget.
Ronin Esports langsung ke Unstoppable Force ke area Parsia. Magic Missile dikeluarkan, tapi teman-teman yang masih terlalu jauh di area belakang, malah ada triple chip yang dikeluarkan. Caknu masih bisa bertambah dengan 1 bar HP tersisa.
Ya, 1 HP tersisa, 1 bar HP, tapi masih bisa untuk menyelamatkan diri dan masih bisa untuk sedikit mundur. Di sini dari teman-teman Execration yang agak sedikit bingung ya, karena ketika mereka kelihatan di map terus ada Naomi, itu bakal jadi salah satu bencana banget dengan ejector dan juga triple sweep.
Lihat
Sebelah
Black
sana.
Dragon formnya keluar ke area ini di belakang, mengamankan core dari tim Ronin. Bahaya, lampu merah dikeluarkan. Tim Execration mulai membalaskan apa yang dilakukan oleh tim Ronin. 2 member down. Ini bakal menjadi sulit untuk Ronin untuk bertahan, untuk maju ke area tier kedua di area top lane. Masih bisa di defense oleh Sagnitu dan gagal untuk hancur.
Iya, tapi hampir saja satu hembusan nafas dan itu bisa hilang. Momennya adalah mereka dan juga Justin itu berhasil di takedown ketika Lord sudah datang ke dalam lane of dawn. Ini bakal jadi momen tersendiri, tapi Way of Dragon berhasil dikeluarkan di sana juga dengan ada feeder Ice Strike. Mendapatkan 1 poin kill tambahan, tapi Safi, oh my god, di sini berada di paling depan sendirian. Masih terkena Mountain Shocker juga dari teman-teman Execration, tapi Silent akankah masih bisa untuk mendapatkan poin killnya? Ternyata berhasil dapetin double kill di sana.
Menarik banget sih, tapi Lord belum punya siapa-siapa. Sekarang semuanya ingin mendapatkan Lord tentunya dengan kesempatan yang terbuka. Execration tanpa adanya Clara, tanpa adanya Saknitu. Mereka udah langsung capcus tanpa basa-basi. Lord gagal untuk dicuri, mencoba untuk melakukan pergerakan, tapi Chaknu malah menjadi bulan-bulanan.
Iya, agak susah sih kalau kayak gitu. Dia pengen ya seperti yang Bude Clara bilang, Harris Harriton gitu kan. Ketika dia masuk ke arah sana, Lordman Execration memberikan pressure yang cukup berat walaupun dari sisi Mark dia baru 1 kali saja ter-take down.
Yes, dan Ronin bergerak sangat mantap di area tengahnya. Sayangnya minionnya udah langsung habis karena masih ada tier yang kedua. Tapi Lord berjalan di area bottom lane, di area top lane ada si PK yang nge-push lane-nya. Execration di-push 3 lane seperti ini. Agak sedikit pusing ya Bun, tapi maju ke depan Naomi dengan injektornya menjadi injektor sangat baik bagi tim Ronin. 1 hilang bagi tim Execration, tapi nggak cuma itu karena inhibitornya juga meleduk di area bottom lane, bergerak langsung berotasi ke area tengah. Peter Ezek mencoba untuk melakukan defense di area tengahnya, sudah berhasil disapu. Tapi teman-teman dari tim Ronin, mereka masih menduduki area milik tim Execration.
Bravest fighternya langsung menghentikan video. Justin langsung ambil ke arah Divine Glaive untuk memantapkan juga untuk dapetin 1 combo berhasil langsung nge-take down teman-teman dari Execration. Damage dia sekarang aja sakit, apalagi nanti. Dilihat lagi di area tengah kali ini Black From Dragon dikeluarkan sama Kelara.
Mencoba untuk area lini belakangnya. PK dalam masalah, digeruduk masa, mau kabur kemana, tapi teman-teman yang di area lini belakang masih sangat kuat. Dan Naomi menjadi frontliner-nya, ejector dikeluarkan segala-galanya, Force dan 2 member dari tim Ronin hilang, ditukarkan dengan 2 member dari Execration. Masih belum selesai, karena PK masih punya damage yang sangat besar. Ejector lagi-lagi menjadi kunci bagi tim Ronin. Carla dalam masalah, 1 bar terakhir, masih menyelamatkan dirinya.
Bener banget, tapi masalahnya adalah yang berhasil di take down sama teman-teman Ronin.
Biar semua resource yang dimiliki oleh tim Ronin udah keluar
Bener.
sia-sia gitu. Kalau enggak, apalagi core-nya yang ketangkep, berabe banget combo-combo combronya. Tuh lihat, Chaknu aja udah langsung sekarat. Tinggal separuh bar HP dan Naomi, dia menduduki posisi yang mungkin gak dibaca oleh tim Execration, bersembunyi di area bus, di area atas.
Yes, di arah atas kali ini tapi wind blow, masih ada windstorm tapi masih ada brilliance of order untuk menyelamatkan diri ya.
Pujet, itu tinggal 2 bar, hello.
Iya, 1 kali combo ya padahal ya Bude ya.
Edan
Paul itu memang, fail itu memang, Vela tuh emang galaknya kayak gitu loh.
ganas bung.
Ganas bung.
Tapi di sini dari Roninnya udah mulai gerak ke area Lord, masih
Kayak mereka gak
kepengen
komen,
banget.
gak komit gak sih tapi kayaknya.
Maju mundur.
Iya.
Ngebait juga dari tim Execration ini masalahnya 5 sama 5. Kalau Execration bisa masuk, apalagi Mark-nya pakai retribution dengan tepat, bisa dicolong, sakit hati Bun.
Tapi lihat Bun, di situ Chaknu udah kehilangan immortality-nya, berhasil dikombokan sama seorang fail. Dan dia sangat sekarat.
Force dikejar langsung, ini adalah kesempatan. Tapi di lini belakangnya membuat tim dari Ronin mulai mengarah ke area core-nya. Nggak peduli oleh Chaknu, tapi di situ tumbang, sudah tumbang.
Iya, Mark sudah tumbang dan skill pun sudah tidak ada dari seorang Kelra sendiri. Lihat, bahkan Sagitu pun bakal dibiarkan untuk mengembalikan dirinya sendirian. Tapi masih bisa ada backup dari seorang Chakra sendiri. Tapi Lord akankah berhasil didapatkan kali ini. Dan yes, Lord masih bisa disegir sama teman-teman dari tim Ronin. Sedangkan dari Execration mulai mencoba melakukan defense dan yang bakal susah sih kalau menurut aku sih. Karena ini udah 2 inhibitor hilang. Lordnya bisa bergerak ke arah tengah langsung. Cowoknya nggak bisa dapetin apapun. Dan kali ini dari tim Execration agak kesulitan. Lord sudah bergerak ke arah tengah. Dan itu Max langsung menggunakan Divine Glaive kali ini mencoba untuk memberikan Peter Aspect untuk menghentikan Lord. Tapi apa yang bakal terjadi sisi atas kali Black from Dragon? Masih ada Unstoppable Force. Apa yang bakal terjadi? Masih ada Wind Blow dan juga Wind Blade. Willstorm-nya belum dikeluarkan kali ini. Belum bisa berhasil dapetin karena Chakno, tapi turret pun hilang inhibitor di arah atas.
Kenapa segar untuk Execration? Karena nggak langsung push ke area base juga. Mereka masih bisa mendefense base mereka. Dan sekarang dengan adanya super minion yang akan masuk ke area base milik tim Execration, ini yang harus mereka pikirkan adalah gimana caranya
Masih ada Silent,
alot.
masih ada Justin gitu kan.
Bener-bener alot banget sih, walaupun tadi sempat beberapa member untuk balik mainin buff
Bener,
dulu.
bener.
Execration ingin memaksimalkan itu, tapi ternyata nggak bisa mereka dapatkan.
Tapi satu kali feeder aspect pun Justin hampir saja berhasil di-take. Tapi lihat sebelah sana, double kill berhasil didapatkan oleh seorang PK. Apa yang bakal terjadi karena Max berdiri di antara tengah-tengah kerumunan dan berhasil di-triple kill kan oleh seorang PK Maniac. Is it gonna be Savage? Apakah Savage bakal didapatkan oleh seorang Kelvin sendiri? Dan here we go, di sana tidak diambil dan game ini akan dibawa ke game ketiga oleh tim RONIN dari Myanmar.
Luar biasa, setelah di game pertama mereka dihajar habis-habisan. Di game kedua pembalasan dendam dari tim RONIN begitu berasa. Execration ditumbangkan, bahkan dilihat dari awal dari tim RONIN mereka punya keunggulan.
Dan bahkan udah ada Holy Crystal di sana yang diamankan. Chaknu perbedaannya dengan seorang Naomi di sini.
Away
Yeah.
from that last insanity.
And they're gonna
again.
go for the Hayabusa once again.
Okay. So Hayabusa is going to be going on the side lane. Vale rocking down mid. Barretts or Isun Shin. They're going to be the... Oh, wait, okay, yeah. So it's going to be... Actually, no, yeah, there's a lot of flexibility for this lineup, but it looks like Pekka is going to...
A big problem. Ronin Esports will be able to keep up with the momentum that Execration would start entailing in the late game.
I'll be honest here, it's a very even draft, but I feel like the X factor here to look at would be that Veil, because that Veil blocks a lot of access for the members of Execration to just find their path into the backline, to find their targets. And Ronin Esports, all they need to do in the team fight scenario is to position themselves well enough that they're not too far or too close to the tanks, so that in case there's any trouble, a tank could peel, or Ronin can just use whatever abilities a tank has to just apply the pressure and deal the damage and win the team fight from there.
Look at this early invade by Execration, stealing away the purple, and Chakno trying to steal away this orange buff away from Ronin, or at least buy some time, as Chakno Sagitno will be responding immediately, almost falling down. Savi catching up, backing down, and yeah, this early invade for Execration, they really want to deprive Ronin any possibilities to spike up in the early game.
So we're seeing here a side lane Benedetta with Festival of Blood and Execute. So now Justin has to play his cards right here and be careful, because expect a lot of pressure to fall down here into the bottom lane for Ronin Esports, because Execration, like I said, knows that Justin is going to be the X factor here for Ronin. If they can pressure him early, which is that they're doing now,
Yeah.
they could be able to turn it around. That could be their key.
That could be their key. Justin manages to survive by the skin of his teeth. And yeah, it's way too early to tell, but the way that Ronin Esports has been playing this is that they control the jungle well. I'm not sure if there was a steal that happened on the side, on their purple side, as Silent and the rest of Ronin Esports stealing away the resources there. Over at the top side, bottom side, Chaknu and Mark will not be able to find a kill onto Justin.
Great positioning by Naomi, just doing what tanks do for the longest time, since time immemorial. Hey, stay in that shrub and make sure that I can see if anyone's going to come and gank me here. If Naomi wasn't there, most likely Justin would have gotten taken out there. But now Mark and Kelra, the debut duo of Execration, who had a great game number one, trying to find momentum here in the bottom lane.
Oh, Kelra immediately popping the ultimate. That's the Thorn Rose to secure the first blood onto the side of Execration. A big presence from Execration here over the bottom side. Pekka just tease a bit with the arrow and forcing the flicker out from Chakno, actually.
Electo final blow by Kelra to initiate that, but the final blow, of course, went to Mark with that Thorned Rose. Beautiful play there by the debuting duo of Execration, and so now the pressure is going to be into the bottom lane. Now they've gotten to the point, weirdly enough, is that for Execration, they've gotten to the point where they can't pressure too much into the top side because it's going to be hard to take down that Barretts. But we're seeing here into the bottom lane, Ronin trying to hold on as Execration continue to apply the pressure. It's a 4-man rotation versus 3. They're not going to be able to cut in the wave now. Execration spent way too much time there. They decide, okay, we're just going to try to go for that turtle. Instead, Ronin, let's see if they have the room to secure it, but they decide to clear the waves instead. Execration playing this real slowly. Ronin might still actually be able to steal this if Silent gets there, but nope. Execration secure the first turtle.
Kelra will go and deal the finishing blow. Not enough, though. Force the flicker out, and Ronin managed to survive there. So no conversion for Ronin there for a turret, just to trade out the turtle. Managed to stay out alive as top lane Sagitnu, half HP in a dream, forced to flicker out there. And forced to back off. Mark, though, joining in the fray. Mountain Shaker is going to get committed by Ronin. Savvy, low on HP, slowly running away. We'll go for the Thorn Roast and will be taken out without any problems.
Now, people are probably thinking, why didn't that Hayabusa help? Why was he just going for the farm? Okay, seriously, Hayabusa couldn't do anything in that situation. So, good thing that Silent just ran away there and left left Savi to go down.
Yeah, it's like, nope, I don't want anywhere near here as the Way of the Dragon into the feathered airstrike. Thorn Rose misses its mark, but Naomi immediately regretted his decision there. But yeah, if Silent decided to go back there, hey man, I'm going down with you. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what could have happened. But then again, he's like, yeah, bro, I'll see you on the next life.
Yeah, I'm the carry. You respawn anyway. We'll be fine here. Justin, good read there. Almost taken out Sagitnu, but Sagitnu was able to recall away. So now what we're going to be seeing here from Ronin Esports for the next few minutes is to just really apply the pressure here into mid or top lane, because that's where they have a little bit more of control towards, and that's where the next objective is going to be. Unless they decide to just try to bait out Execration and to going into the bottom lane instead to try to defend that. Whoever wins the team fight here.
Hurricane Dance onto Kelra, but not a lot of follow-throughs there onto Ronin. I'm not sure if Kelra actually has Purify. Oh no, it's Execute.
Yeah.
No, manages to flicker out there just in time, though.
Yeah, I think he was able to use the second skill to just be able to get away. Way of the Dragon connects, though, and a stun, and the damage by Execration. Take out the Panda, so no more tank there, but no more Benedetta for Execration. 1-for-1 trade. Ronin, they might want to look into contesting that turtle if they can. They won't be able to break down this bottom lane tower, but turtle still goes to Execration.
Yeah, they wanted to trade out the turtle for the turret. Sure, it's a valiant effort there for themselves, but they could have at least tried to go for a steal. That would have turned the tides here in the mid game at the very least. As the bottom lane waved the dragon onto Pekka. Pekka forced to flicker out. Chakno still chasing him down. Naomi too late to assist. Already forced himself back. Kelra is joining in on the fray. We have Silent just farming out safely in the backline. It's not really paying attention. Well, not paying attention, but you know. I just want my items first, guys.
Yeah, and Ronin seems to be playing it right, and this is the style of ML that we were talking about earlier, where the other members of Ronin,
and that's a complete disengage. Naomi is always finding the Benedetta with the 1,000-pounder, the blender and the 1,000-pounder. Yeah, but not considering the fact that they haven't not forced out the ultimate, the second skill just yet, just to escape, as the Mountain Shocker will be committed just to deter this initial push by Execration of the bottom lane, but they're going to be backing off. Feathered Airstrike forces Naomi back.
He has his immortality, so that's pretty much all the only item that Xborg needs. But look at that burst damage from the Veil, telling the world this is why we pick Veil more often than not in the other regions. The burst onto Itumax. Goodbye, Captain.
All things considered, 7 minutes into the game, this has been relatively close. 2,000 gold lead by Execration, but doesn't amount to much as Chaknu gets singled out by 4 members of Ronin Esports. Kelra singling out Justin, not a lot of damage. Is now being focused on by the rest of Ronin Esports with Pekka and Naomi. Managed to take him down. It's a 0-for-2 trade, and this is Ronin getting back their mojo as the shadow kill is committed. Sagitnu manages to survive there, barely though.
Barely had to use the immortality, so in the second time around, if Ronin can spot out a fight with the Xborg in there, they have a sure target. That Xborg no longer has that item that brings him back to life. Now, Itumax is going to commit the Feathered Airstrike to clear the waves, and he might have, that was way too close.
Kind of happens in the river.
Naomi.
And the 1,000-pounder blender catches the Farsa. Forces the flicker out. Flicker in, says Naomi, and he takes down the Farsa. Now, Naomi might just pay the price here with that Thorn Rose. Sagitnu comes in with the last Insanity. Fire missiles, not going to be enough. Shadow kill enough to kill Sagitnu as the rest of Ronin Esports collapse onto Chaknu, gets the knock-up. Thorn Rose onto Pekka, immediately gets burst down, force the flicker out of there. Chaknu on the chase, though.
Speed is the name of the game here. Whoever gets opening just a little bit slow on the beat. Right now, it seems like Ronin has found the rhythm that they needed to take this game.
Chaknu still trying to single out Naomi here. It's like, yeah, we're both tanks. We're going to face off against each other as the Hurricane Dash and the knock-up secures the kill onto Chaknu. The rest of Execration, though, Justin, 1 HP in a dream, gets taken out. finally gets taken out. It's a 1-for-2 trade here for the side of Execration. Slowly regaining their momentum, but the Shadow Kill takes down the Farsa. Now it is a 3 versus 3 situation. Sagitno, low on HP, blendered in, 1,000-pounder, gets stunned, give it to Silent. And he's back up. Here goes the last Insanity. Here goes the final blow onto Silent, but the Shadow Kill just saves his life. Benedetta trades it out. It's now a 3-for-3 trade. Now down to a 2-for-2 as Thorn Rose manages to survive. Mark running away for his life.
It's a horror
Quad
movie.
Shadow. Kelra trying to be the sacrifice here for themselves. Will be going up against a 1v2, but Chakno is going to be rejoining Flay. Not actually finally going for the Jeet Kune Do. Saves out Kelra there, but he pays the price for that. Mountain Shaker once again into Max standing all alone. Feather Strike takes down Silent. And now it's the reset that they needed.
And something that I want to point out about it, they translated that a little bit into the mid so that Lancelot can catch up a little bit more to the farm, and which is why we're seeing Mark at the 3-0-2 stat line, but Ronin gets to secure that Lord.
Yeah, it's a bit of... I wouldn't say it's questionable for Mark to really just focus on farming up in order to catch up to Justin here, but...
4-round get pickoffs, potentially win a skirmish. But again, time and time again, we were saying Naomi just spot out Chaknu, who's sitting at 0-4-2, and Chaknu's Chaknu's Wave the Dragon is absolutely key here for Execration to potentially win skirmishes and team fights.
Yeah, and this Lord, because of that team fight earlier on by Ronin, gets secured by themselves. The Lord is being focused down as the top lane inhibitor turret. Gonna go down, tier 2 inhibitor turret, going down, almost going down as well, and Ronin up for the siege. Hayabusa split pushing over to the bottom lane. It is doom for Execration this time around. It's going to be the defense of a lifetime for themselves.
Yeah, Ronin Esports. Let's see what the Akai can do here. Sagittu gets slowed, but the last Insanity pops off, but just to avoid damage, barely any damage at all. The Veil damage is going to miss as well, so Execration can breathe a little bit easier, and they can reset just a little bit to defend.
Yeah, but here comes a beautiful Hurricane Dance onto 2. Chaknu gets the Jeet Kune Do onto 3, but it's not enough. HPs are down. Max forced to respawn a little bit early. He gets taken out. Savi, Daytona's welcome onto Sagitno. Thorn Rose onto Savi. And another last Insanity here finally takes down Savi. HPs are low for Silent and Pekka as well because of that last Insanity. Forced them back. And this is Execration still alive.
Yeah, good news for Filipino fans there because Execration has a lineup that's good in the defense, especially if Sagitnu can just time his last Insanity really well. And we saw because of the cooldown, it barely has any cooldown at this point in the game. Potentially help us defend a little bit more if they get a little bit too close to the base. If Execration can really just play that on the defensively really well, they might be able to turn this around.
Oh, Naomi catches Kelra as well as the knockup there by Veil. And now it's Execration slowly trading things out. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Mountain Shocker once again committed.
Still up though. Ronin hasn't full committed to it just yet. Good positioning by Justin and Savi right now. Potential choke point here if they spot out any members of Execration. But here comes Execration. The retreat's a little bit too far, but they might just be able to make it to go for the defend.
Yeah,
Will they though?
Strike takes down Veil. Not going to be able to secure the Lord though, but Ronin may just pay the price. Chaknu gets caught out, gets a beautiful Jeet Kune Do, catches 3, but the final blow catches 3 at the same time. Savi takes out Chaknu there, and he manages to die as he takes down Benedetta in his place, and Ronin are just Ronin into this fight.
They're Ronin in the deep right now. It's Execration because they are in the dark with what they need to do. Actually, that was a good attempt to try to do it, but Kelra's Electo final blow was just a little bit off. That could have been such a great play for Execration there, but they just need... again, they weren't able to do it, and now they are forced to defend here. Good news, though, is that it seems like Ronin aren't going to be able to make too much out of this Lord push. Maybe.
Maybe as the Lord will be able to chunk out a little bit of the HP of that base. Naomi zoning everybody out just to get a little bit more damage out there. As this is the final defense potentially for Execration. They are forcing Ronin back. They're doing a good job there. Chaknu being the sacrificial lamb just to dish out a lot of damage with the Jeet Kune Do. And it's enough to deter the initial push, but this mid lane turret is going to go down. Silent himself is going to go down. It's a 0-for-1 trade so far, but the inhibitor turret in the mid lane is going to go down. Kelra gets knocked up. Damage from Justin is now uncontrollable.
But again, the killing spree for Mark came in. Able to save Itomax, but Chaknu is going to be able to get a pick off there onto Naomi. But Naomi uses the Hurricane Dash to pin down Chaknu. Chak Mamba looking for a miracle right now to get away. But here comes Mark using the Phantom Execution to go in. He won't have his big burst damage. Here comes the last insanity, the flicker onto Pekka. But Pekka right under tower execution, Execration are not able to chase that any further. They are not going to be able to break down this mid lane tower as well as Ronin was able to clear out the waves well enough. But Itomax gets caught out, spotted out by the Veil.
And Esports cuts down the lane so that not a lot of pressure happens. As that happens, gets the Wave the Dragon, gets suppressed by Chaknu. The Winter Trenchant keeps him up alive. Kelra, though, will try to get a lot of damage onto Pekka. Sagitnu with the backlash. He actually went from the bottom lane. From the bottom lane, he went immediately to the mid lane. Now Sagitnu's going to be paying the price, but he already did his job. The Immortality is going to pop. Sagitnu forced to back off there. He is going to get taken out by Sound, no doubt. And it's now a 1-for-1 trade. And the HP's are low on the side of Ronin and Execration as well, so we don't know which way this fight is going to go, but Itomax is going to fall down. That is the huge chunk of the damage that Execration has, and it's going to be hard for them to defend this.
Oh no, that's the main tool that they can use here to defend, but Ronin Esports, they want to be safe. They are going to be going for the Lord. So by the time the Lord starts pushing and gets to the base of Execration, it'll be a full-on 5v5 winner-take-all team fight that we're going to see there. Heartbreaking though for Execration. They spent way too much to try to take down Justin, but Execration are going to try to contest this. Chaknu not going to be able to get there in time though. Shadow kill already used by that Hayabusa and Chaknu. Chak Mamba cannot delay this any further. He has to go down as fast as he can, so by the time his cooldown timers are done, he'll have enough time to...
Execration, Lord marching in on over towards the middle lane.
It's already there.
It's only a matter of time before Ronin secures his game 3. We're going to have to see what's going to happen. Kelra gets predicted, gets knocked off, and forced to back off. Lord, though, already a quarter HP. They finally managed to take out the threat. But the actual threat here right now is Ronin and the minion waves. They're trying their best to clear out the minion waves as fast as they can. Mark forced to back off. Justin, low on HP, and that is going to be the game. Ronin Esports eliminates Execration and moves forward in their bracket here at the MPLI.
The second placers of MPL Myanmar, after a slightly disappointing game number 1, complete the turnaround sweep and
fight that Execration wants to play aggressively, like in game number 1. And you know what they say, when your opponents are incredibly aggressive against you, you kind of turtle. But the Ronin Esports team, what they did in order for them to be able to turtle